In the summer of 1587, more than 100 English settlers arrived on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina, with the dream of building a permanent colony in the New World. Led by Governor John White, the group included men, women, and children, even White's own daughter, Eleanor Dare, who would give birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. The settlement started with high hopes, but soon, supplies ran low and tensions rose between the colonists and local Native American tribes. To save the colony, White sailed back to England to gather supplies, intending to return as quickly as possible. But fate had other plans. When White reached England, Europe was gripped by war. The Spanish Armada threatened England's shores, and every available ship was called into military service. White's pleas for a return voyage were delayed for years. It was not until 1590, 3 long years after he had left, that he finally made his way back across the Atlantic to Roanoke Island. What he found would become one of the most enduring mysteries in American history. The settlement was deserted. The houses and fortifications had been dismantled, and there were no signs of a battle or mass grave. The only clue left behind was the word CROATOAN carved into a post and the letters CRO etched into a nearby tree. White immediately interpreted this as a reference to CROATOAN Island, now known as Hatteras Island, home to a Native American tribe allied with the settlers. The absence of a distress symbol, a cross carved into a tree, suggested the colonists had left willingly. But a sudden storm prevented White from searching CROATOAN Island, and he never saw the colonists again. From that point on, the fate of the Roanoke settlers has been the subject of speculation, folklore, and countless theories. One possibility is that the colonists integrated into the CROATOAN tribe, adopting their customs and way of life to survive. This idea is supported by later reports of European features and English words among Native Americans in the region. Another theory suggests they were attacked by rival tribes or Spanish forces, who at the time were hostile to England's colonial ambitions. Still others believe they tried to sail back to England themselves and were lost at sea. Over the centuries, archaeological efforts have uncovered tantalizing clues. Artifacts such as English tools and ceramics have been found on Hatteras Island, pointing to possible integration with the CROATOAN people. In 2012, researchers studying an old map drawn by John White discovered a patch concealing a tiny red and blue symbol, possibly marking a secret fort inland. Excavations in that area revealed European artifacts dating to the late 16th century, hinting the colonists may have relocated away from the coast. The mystery of Roanoke has also been colored by myth and legend. Stories emerged in the 17th and 18th centuries about ghostly sightings, cursed land, and supernatural explanations for the colony's disappearance. Some tales claimed the settlers were victims of witchcraft, while others suggested they vanished into the forests, swallowed by the wilderness itself. While historians dismiss such supernatural claims, they do highlight the cultural fascination with the unknown. What makes the Lost Colony so compelling is that it sits at the intersection of history, mystery, and identity. It was England's first attempt at establishing a permanent settlement in North America, and its failure served as both a warning and a lesson. The tragedy of Roanoke may have influenced the planning and fortification of later colonies, such as Jamestown, which succeeded despite its own hardships. Even today, Roanoke's story sparks debate among historians, archaeologists, and the public. Was it a peaceful assimilation into native communities, a desperate flight into the wilderness, or a violent end that left no trace? Until definitive evidence is found, the fate of those men, women, and children will remain a haunting question in the early chapters of American history. One thing is certain: the Lost Colony of Roanoke has transcended its historical moment to become a symbol of mystery itself, a reminder of how fragile human plans can be in the face of nature, politics, and fate. Whether seen as a cautionary tale or a puzzle to be solved, the disappearance of Roanoke continues to inspire books, documentaries, and even fictional works that attempt to fill in the gaps left by history. For over 4 centuries, that single word carved into a post, CROATOAN, has whispered across time, daring us to find the truth.